You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend.
さて、デビューしたらしいので、同じチームでやっています。16なのでデータが古いだろうね。あ、出た。ホームでいいんだな。あれ？出た。こいつだ。
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It's basketball out in Memphis, FedEx Forum to be exact. We'll see the Grizzlies go up against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And we'll be seeing Zach Randolph in action in this one, and while he doesn't quite put up the big numbers he once did, he is still an absolute bulldozer, Kenny, out there at the 4 spot, and you can always pencil in a double-double.
Oh, you can. I mean, that's a bulldozer backing up.
Oh, backing up. I got you. He's a big guy, velvet touch, light around the rim, won't dunk at all.
100% なったのでいいわもう。
We've got rabid Memphis fans packed into the FedEx Forum. It's the Phoenix Suns facing the Memphis Grizzlies. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline.
ガソルとランドルフか。主力は。
So Phoenix will get the first possession. Looking at the starting 5 for the Phoenix Suns. Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt. Warren is out there with Lamb, and it's Booker in at the small forward. Well, when you think about perimeter defense, to me, Clark, it's Tony Allen. He is the poster boy for that. He'll go out of his way to remind you he's a first-team all-defensive player as well. He can back up everything he said.
Yeah, and nobody works harder. I mean, he gets up into you. Even on the ball, he can come up with steal.
A nice shot by Booker.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because it, to me, is just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
Now here's Allen. He kicks to Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Conley. Knight grabs the board.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And he gets it to go.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Bledsoe against Conley. Out to the wing. Barnes passes to Randolph. Clock at 6, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move
わかりましたから。
And the first one at the line is good.
フリースローだけは
And
覚えてるな。
Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards or those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
Gasol, no good.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Knight wide open. Another one falls for Phoenix.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Average a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Over to the wing. Pass to Knight. Shoots. Excellent D there from Allen.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999. So it's a rare feat.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Here's Bledsoe. Barnes grabs the miss. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Allen outside. Stolen by Bledsoe. Kicks it to Knight. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Knight's got his second basket of the night. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Warren. And here's the fast break. Here's Bledsoe. Here's Booker. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft. Has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter, Clark. This Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively. People think he's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
Good work defensively by Conley.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Allen kicks to Conley. Back to Allen. Randolph inside. Guarded by Bledsoe. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Second team foul.
Lance Stevenson's checked in for Memphis. Carter comes in for Tony Allen. And then for Phoenix, Lewis checked in for Alex Land. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Warren. And it's P.J. Tucker in for Eric Bledsoe. Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24 Clark on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year. That pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And guys, with the Suns last year on the road, they had the 17 wins, but only 7 of them came in conference. So a big part of why they missed the postseason.
Suns leading by 4. It's Knight with the drive, and he converts the layup. Knight's got 6.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
The Grizzlies have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Stevenson kicks to Gasol. Picked by Randolph. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And, you know, as you mentioned, with the Suns, only 7 road wins against the West. 3rd worst in-conference road record of any team. You have to be able to steal wins on the road to make your way to the playoffs out West.
Conley dishes to Stevenson, and stolen by Knight. Here's Booker. No good off the back of the rim. The Grizzlies trail by 4. On up the court. Stops. Pops. Second shot opportunity. And Stevenson with the layup. Stevenson's got his first basket of the night.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
A nice shot by Knight. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Conley kicks to Randolph. Now here's Gasol. Defense is right there. Memphis moving that ball around. Back to Conley. Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Conley against Knight. The Grizzlies pull it in.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Here's Knight following the basket by Lance Stevenson. It's
nice.
Carter. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Now here's Stevenson.
Back to
Gasol. To the left wing. Conley kicks to Gasol. Carter outside. Just 5 to shoot. Stevenson inside the three-point line. Teletovic grabs the board.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Here is Conley. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket. Picked by Randolph. Conley the pass to Stevenson. Out to Conley. Randolph dishes to Stevenson. It's Vince Carter on the wing. To the middle. Here's Gasol. That one falls coming off Carter's feet. 6 points for Marc Gasol.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys.
A nice shot by Knight.
And he's looked pretty good to start. 6 of 8 now from the field.
Memphis trailing here. Conley kicks to Stevenson. Feeds to Randolph. Carter on the wing. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Fires it up. And off the front iron. And in it goes. Gasol's got 8 points. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talk to point guard Mike.
レーティングって見れないんだっけ?
Conley, as he told us.
エネルギーというかレーティング的なものがあるといいのか。ポテンシャル的なことになっちゃうのか。カーター B マイナスかい?
Before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach.
We feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
One big reason why not them is what happened to Conley. Greg losing him in the playoffs last year was the biggest adversity they went through. Can you make a case that it just made them tougher, or did it really take something out of them?
You know, Kevin, it's really hard to say. A tough break, obviously, losing Mike, and I mean that literally as well. But their problems did set them back, and maybe they can be just as good as anybody else, but until they are, they're going to have some issues.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there's more basketball in store. And, for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you was
just the start of this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Bledsoe is out there with Price. Then it's Alex Lamb. Then there's Warren, and it's Chandler in at the center, filling out the middle.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Well, T.J. Warren had a very interesting start to his NBA career. Spent most of the first half in the D-League. The second half part, he finally got some minutes and really provided a spark.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't have great range on his jumper right now, and he's not an elite ball handler, but he's one of the best cutters in the game. Moves well without the ball, so I think his future is bright nonetheless.
Here's Wright after the Suns pick up 2. Allen's shot is off.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Now, here's Warren. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Bledsoe outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bledsoe's got 7 points.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Allen, that's good. Rocky talked about a back and forth game. This is the definition of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And the shot is good. Price has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him.
Here is Hairston. He feeds it to Farmar. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, a bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Adams checked in. The Suns leading. The dish to Warren. The pass to Price. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
Now here's Wright. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And that one's good. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
Man, this has just been back and forth all game.
Boy, it's been fun to watch. Both teams trading shots and trading leads. Boy, it's been tight, neck and neck down the stretch.
And the Suns call time. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming. after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Price against Adams. Chandler is screen. Price the pass to Chandler.
Nice
and stolen by Wright. And here we go with Allen running it up the court.
外すなよバカ。
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving two. Brought back one as well.
Now, here's one. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Barnes can't get it to go.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment. And they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Now Farmar. Allen, right side. Price against Adams. Just 5 to shoot. Farmar dishes to Allen. And Wright gets it to go on the assist by Allen.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now here's Chandler. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Bledsoe left side. From about 19 feet. And Wright pulls it down.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Here's Carter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense. That's why teams just still want him even late in his career.
Well, you have to respect the way Vince Carter has just aged gracefully. A superstar in his day, Clark. You knew his game so well. Even in his late 30s, he's still getting it done.
Got a lot that he brings to the table still, Kevin. I mean, not just to score. He can pass, defend, rebound, and not to mention his veteran leadership and savvy.
Knight kicks it to Tucker. Booker inside. And it's Memphis on the break. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got his first 2 points of the night.
And also, guys, Vince Carter is tireless in what he calls his old man workouts. I mean, keeping his body healthy and up to the challenge of the long NBA season. Not to mention holding on to some of that bounce from his younger days. Every now and then, he'll give us a little taste of Vinsanity.
There's 1:17 left now here in the second. Randolph kicks to Carter. From the arc. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
This is to Tucker. Wants to get it to Booker and does. The rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And VC in the second year of a 3-year deal, you know, he struggled to make shots last season. We'll see if this proves to be a bounce-back season for him.
Good game for Gasol. He has 8 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
And Clark, he's been terrific in terms of his positioning and boxing out very well. Also just battling hard on every possession.
And we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Knight passes to Lewis. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact. Because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you.
Out to Carter, lets it go from deep.
Yes!
And that's 11 points for Vince Carter. Here's Knight inside. Here's Lewis, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Brandon Knight certainly can pass the orange.
Here's Gasol.
The
officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the replay review center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
That'll do it for the first half. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 7. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. And Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
You know, we're moving the ball really well right now and, you know, really finding an open man. So, you know, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, you know, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. But the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
All good things to sustain for the second half, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
Can this team please get fired up on defense? I mean, get angry, get upset. Guys are way too soft and giving up way too many good looks. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand. Be like, okay, who's crossing this line? If you're coming over here, I'm taking a hard foul, and I'm going to resist you on defense.
That does it for halftime as the game is just about set to get going again. We send you back to Kevin Harlan and crew for the third quarter.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. It's been a clinic out there by Marcus Hall.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. And off is the 4.
On the
middle. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. Until they finally get the one they want.
6 on the shot clock. From 10 feet out. And he overshot that one, missing.
Defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside. And really, the Grizzlies might have dropped to 5th in their West in the final week, but they were near the top of last season. Often could be found in that 2 spot.
Suns trail by 11. Knight with it. 12 points for him. The shot by Bledsoe, nobody around. Buries it from 3-point range. Bledsoe's got 10 points. Memphis has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. The Grizzlies did slip late in the West, Greg, as you said. Still, you know, Clark, 35-17. That record in the conference was 3rd best.
And even more impressive was the fact that the Grizzlies played their best when playing the other top teams. They went 16-11 against the other Western Conference playoff teams.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the 3rd. Conley up top, guarded by Bledsoe. Here's Barnes. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And watching Matt Barnes, he will do all the dirty work for you. He's an instigator. He's an agitator, and he's a team player. I think at the court, everywhere he's gone, you know, and he's played for a lot of teams. Greg, he's had that role.
It's a great point. I call him a glue guy. You know, he's not someone who's going to be a volume scorer or a smooth playmaker, but the game really is built on grit, diving for loose balls, taking charges, making hard fouls. You know, whatever it takes to help his team win. I like that line, antagonist. That's a very good way to describe him.
For Matt Barnes, I really felt last season was one of his best. He was the Tony Allen type defensive guy for Doc Rivers' team. Did all the little things, and he was efficient. Near his career high for 3-point percentage. And
they can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Matt Barnes is the type of guy I would immediately look for. He's that tricky enforcer who has just enough skill to hurt you with his game. So him, in my book, equals win.
It's Knight with the drive. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Conley hits to Gasol. Back to Conley. Here's the 3.
Good.
Goes to Gasol. 7 points for Conley.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the 3rd. Bledsoe can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. He just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Allen dishes to Randolph. To the paint. The 10-footer. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. It's an 11-point Memphis lead.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Conley kicks to Barnes. Back to Conley. Memphis moving that ball around. Pulls it up. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Passes to Len.
外打つかい?
The Grizzlies pull it in. Barnes has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Conley with it, now guarded by Bledsoe. It's tipped. Conley, the pass to Barnes. Inside, here's Randolph. No good. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Guys, their comeback bid had better get started.
I think there's still enough time for them here, Kevin. I think there's a good chance they can make it happen.
I don't know, guys. It's going to take a pretty big run to get back in this one.
Len's shot is off. The Grizzlies have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Gasol a screen. Conley kicks to Barnes. He dishes it to Gasol. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Gasol's got 4 points this quarter.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Right, he's checked in for Gasol. Adams comes in for Allen. And it's Farmar in for Mike Conley. And a change for the Suns. Chandler's checked in. Farmar kicks to Barnes. Adams outside. To the paint. Stolen by Len. And up the court come the Suns on the break.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Pass to Barnes. Right wing. Clock at 6. A wide open look here for Wright. Phoenix grabs the miss. Chandler's got his 6th rebound on the night. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the 2nd fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
And Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Matt Barnes. And for the Suns, Brewer's checked in for Len. P.J. Tucker comes in for Warren. And it's...
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Post. Rotate over and make your presence felt.
In conference battle.
Suns trail by 11. Price outside. The feed now to Tucker. There's a screen. He kicks it to Lure. Pass to Price. Shot clock at 6. Shoots it. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And for the Suns last season, Greg, they ended with a record of 21-31 against the Western Conference. It's something that you can point to, Greg, as a reason they failed to make the postseason.
Great point, Kevin. And the big problem for the Suns were the other Western playoff teams. Only went 8-22 against the top 8 in the West.
Here's Wright. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Stevenson's got 3 assists now in this one. Phoenix has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight.
Oh no, bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Grizzlies.
fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Carter's checked in. Phoenix also making some changes. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Chandler. And Knight subbed in for Ronnie Price. In the corner, it's Stevenson. Wright sets a screen. Randolph dishes to Stevenson. Rebound by the Suns.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Carter with it, and it's Knight picking him up.
Oh.
Stevenson passes to Randolph. In the corner, it's Farmar. Carter outside. And the jumper falls for him. Carter's got 13 points.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
The lead now in single digits.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Here's Farmar. He's guarded by Knight. And Wright kicks to Stevenson. Memphis moving that ball around. And it's Carter missing.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Farmar grabs the board. Stevenson outside. Kicks to Farmar. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Grizzlies lead by 9. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Suns trail by 9 on the court for the Suns. Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt. Warren is out there with Mirza Teletovic. And it's Len in at the 5. And that one's good. Teletovic has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Suns.
And the rebound and the foul show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Barnes can't get it to go. Phoenix has gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Bledsoe dishes to Knight. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 4 rebounds in this game. Allen kicks to Gasol. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Feeds it to Teletovic. And he makes good on the layup.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Here's Carter. Teletovic grabs the board. Teletovic has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Knight kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Knight. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got assist number 8 now on the night. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And just a solid start to the season for Teletovic last year. I mean, unfortunately, it came to a close prematurely as he was battling blood clots.
Now for Teletovic, he got the clots in early December, and Clark, fortunately, he made a full recovery.
Yeah, good to see him back. You know, Bosch's blood clot battle was more publicized due to his stardom, but Teletovic went through the same thing. It's a real threat to an athlete, and hopefully it's well behind him and he doesn't have to run that race anymore.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Thank you, Doris. Bledsoe against Conley. 6 to shoot, and it's Bledsoe off the drive. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player, and that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
Knight against Allen. Back to Conley. Barnes gets to Gasol. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12, 82% accuracy.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
This is when the defenders really have to protect the basket. You need to be in sync as a unit defensively.
Here's Warren. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. You know, but he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, you know, Greg, and you know this position so well, he has the ability to be one of the best league's combo guards, I think.
I agree. I mean, consistency will tell the tale when it comes to Bledsoe. I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last year, but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player? Only time will tell.
He feeds it to Warren. They set the pick. Now the pass to Teletovic. Target from three-point range. Memphis leading by 4. And it's Conley penetrating.
Nice.
Through traffic and lays it in.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there. That was a nice job.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. The dish to Carter. To the middle. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Here's Bledsoe. Gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
What a performance from Bledsoe here. He's got 16 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
The first one falls.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists. Those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Matt Barnes. Booker, he's checked in for the Suns. Gasol passes to Allen. Down low. Here's Conley. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Here's Warren. Some solid defense from Randolph. And talking about Eric Bledsoe, he took on a lot more responsibility last season, Greg, especially after the trades in Phoenix. He became the main focal point of their offense.
And you know what? It was his first year of kind of being the man. Signed a big contract coming into the season. And now there's a responsibility that goes with being the go-to guy. Eric has the talent to shine in that role.
There's a good screen from downtown, and the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down to 1 on the bucket from Booker.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Booker. Here's Warren.
And the go-ahead bucket, no good. They've been strong on the board. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says, but still anybody's game.
Allen dishes to Randolph. Releases. That one down offline to the right, but drops in for him. That's 7 points for Allen. Without question, Marc Gasol displaying his skills today. They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off. Timeout called. The Suns. They're behind by 3. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Matt Barnes is checked in for Memphis. .58 left here in the fourth quarter.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Dishes to Allen. Gasol against Knight, off his leg, and it's whistled a kick.
Kickball.
Some on-the-fly coaching right there from their leader.
And that's what you got to do. Never be afraid to remind someone what their role is. And they're a lot better off because of how vocal he is.
Conley again Memphis.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away. And the Suns call time here. They're losing by 5. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter.
Ooh.
And Phoenix has possession. Outside Knight. Back to Bledsoe. Over in the corner, Warren. Shot clock at 6. It's Knight with the drive. And Gasol sends it back. Barnes kicks to Randall.
取られてランドルフ何してんだよ。ハンドリングがねえな。
Bledsoe against Conley. Inside Knight. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Warren sets the pick for Bledsoe. They double team Bledsoe.
やば。大丈夫か。よっしゃ。
And so they choose to intentionally foul. First team foul. 43 seconds left in the game. Passes it to Randall. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there.
いけ。お、決まらない。くそ。
Get it to go.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. Then maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well. Here's
おわ、なんだ。おわ、やべえ、今の。今のやべえ。
shot to bring them to within 3. You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys. And that's an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game. Shooting for Memphis.
やべ。
And no good is missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the Suns call time. They're trailing by 4. 19 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? And they're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped. Phoenix with the ball. Knight into the lane. It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
So that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Shooting for Memphis. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Barnes grabs the miss.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
彼2本ともさっき入れたもんな。
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Booker. No good.
Ooh.
So it's Memphis picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but caught a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Marc Gasol. And Mark, how would you break down this game in terms of the team's performance and ability to come away with this win?
Just a good all-around night. We believe that in the fourth quarter, I think we did a good job of, staying in the game. We just believe. On to the next one.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Marc Gasol.
Well, Marc Gasol is right in the middle of the conversation about the best centers in the NBA. If you're talking strictly about defense, well, Gasol is the conversation. It's just not about D, as we saw tonight. He got tremendous offensive game as well. Did you see that turnaround?
Woo. He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
10分の13回な。トニー、あれ、いいとこでスリー決めてくれたもんな。あ、でもスリー一本になってる。マット・バーンズ、ラドルフ6リバウンド6得点か。PJ ヒューストン、ジョーダン・ファーマーは写真がなかったようだ。4本打ったけど入んねえんだ、入んなかったんだ。うん。インサイドで打ってたよな。フリースローでなんとかってやつか。マット・バーンズがかなり リバウンドで稼いでるのか。うん。14分で13点。エリック・プレッツ。ブラッドン・ナイトか。こいつインサイドで強かった印象があるな。なるほど。まあこんな感じでした。アシスト取ってんな、さすが。ガードだけあって。ということで、全然喋ってなかったけど、失礼します。